Welcome to Fight IQ. On today's episode, we're going to be breaking down UFC Mexico Moreno versus Erceg. So, got a lot to go through today. Pretty stacked card for a free event. So we're gonna jump straight into it. We're gonna start from the main event and work our way down. We're gonna start the most important and get to the juicy stuff at the end. The juicy stuff. So let's just jump in head first. Brandon Moreno versus Steve Erceg. Real interesting one, this. Big title picture fight. This one. This one, it is, it's a difficult one. Okay. Me being Australian, I don't necessarily want to see Steve Erceg on a 3-fight skid. But Brandon Moreno is always really dangerous. So, and they're both young guys. Brandon Moreno, 31 years of age. Steve Erceg, 29. Both sort of realistically in their fighting prime. So, yeah. Moreno looked really good against Amir Albazi. He looked really good. Okay. And I don't understand this fight. It doesn't I don't know why they booked this, but it's booked and it's, it is what it is. They just, I guess, needed someone to fight Brandon Moreno on this Mexico card. So Steve Erceg on a 2-fight skid, one against the champ, and then gets chinned by Kai Kara France. My apologies. It's pretty clear cut for me. I want to say Brandon Moreno, but Steve Erceg, man. If we see the Steve Erceg who fought Pantoja, could be looking at a big upset. Okay? And I'm always going to back the roughie. So, oh, man. Matchup. Similar in height. Obviously, this is from when Moreno... I don't know why it says 135 there. That's a little bit confusing, but anyway. Moreno has a reach advantage. It's, equal leg reach. It's a pretty pick and fight. I mean, on paper, Brandon Moreno should win this in Mexico. Former champ, former multi-champ. He's held the belt multiple times. Big wars with Davidson Figueiredo. On paper, Brandon Moreno should win this fight. But Steve Erceg, coming off 2 losses, I'm like a weird feeling. I'm taking the underdog in this one. I'm taking the little guy. Okay, I like the little guy to win this fight. Okay, I could be sorely mistaken, and Erceg might get laid out for 5 rounds. But he looked good against Pantoja, man, and that's the one thing that makes me believe that he could do this. Given it was a championship fight, and sometimes guys turn up for championship fights. Sometimes they turn up for the ultimate prize, and they sort of shit the bed in these fight night main events. But yeah, Brandon Moreno, he's looked good. He's only bounced back off 1 loss, of 2 losses. Sorry, so logic says pick Brandon Moreno, but I'm going with my boy. I'm going with Australia's own. I'm going to take Steve Erceg. This isn't country bias. This is just the simple fact that I'm going to back the roughie. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to back the roughie. I'm going to take the underdog. So give me Steve Erceg. Probably take it the points. Brandon Moreno's got quite the chin. Next up, Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober. This is actually a pretty cool fight, and I don't hate this. I don't hate this fight. Drew Dober's a real, bit of a Kevin Holland of the lightweight division. If you want to put over the next guy, you give him Drew Dober. If you want to see that next guy fighting for a top 15 spot, you give him Drew Dober. Drew Dober, a bit of a top 15 gatekeeper. So, and Dober's is getting up there in age, man. He's 36. So he's up there in age. Manuel Torres, you know, he's in his fighting prime. So if age has got anything to do with how this fight's going to play out, yeah, I like Manuel Torres to win this. He's got a good submission game. He's good on the ground. He did lack the mitts against Bahamondes. He lacked the mitts. He lacked the striking against a guy like Bahamondes. But Bahamondes is really good. Drew Dober's striking, you know, he got them hands, but I just don't think they're good enough to sort of make Manuel Torres uncomfortable in there. Now, I'm not counting out Drew Dober because he's that top 15 gatekeeper. And we've seen him perform under the lights. He's been in these positions before. And let's face it, Drew Dober's main quality in this fight, the thing that stands out to me, if you're going to, for all you Drew Dober fans, he's got that dog in him. He's got the dog in him, okay? Look at his chin. He's just got that dog in him. So I think Drew Dober's best chance at winning this fight is kind of getting in Manuel Torres' face and, you know, making it a dukem, making him a dukem out fight, you know, making it a real ugly, you know, scrap him, putting Torres up against the cage and sort of just letting off that big right hand, and, you know, letting off them big overhands. But other than that, you know, I like Torres to win this. Torres is just the more well-rounded guy, and I'm not the biggest Manuel Torres guy. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I've not seen all of that much from him, you know. But I've watched a couple fights. You know, I watched the Bahamondes fight, and you know, I watched him choke out Chris Duncan. So, yeah, I just like Manuel Torres to win this fight. It's in Mexico. You know, he's got the crowd advantage. And I'd like to see a little bit of fresh blood in the lightweight division. You know, so I'm going to take Manuel Torres in this one. And, yeah, hopefully he punches his way into close to a top 15 fight. Because he's a bit of an outlier at lightweight. So, on to the next one, man. Kind of breezing through these a little bit, but it is what it is. This is probably my favourite fight of the night. Kelvin G. Missing weight with KG. Missing weight with KG, man. This is a terrible picture of Kelvin Gastelum, man. If they find a middleweight, Kelvin Gastelum needs to lock the fuck in. Kelvin Gastelum, man. He was meant to be going to welterweight. He was meant to be having a run at welterweight, and then my boy Sean Brady turned that train around real quick. But I think it's pretty standout to me here. After how bad Kelvin Gastelum looked in his last fight, he has to have really changed some things from then till now for him to get in there and wow me. You know what I mean? Oh, but you remember the Kelvin Gastelum against Israel Adesanya? Yeah. That's not going to be the same guy in there. He's going against a fucking scary, hard-hitting Philadelphia boy in Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer, Sean Brady's training partner. The Philly boys are probably gonna get up all across the board. All right. So yeah, I mean, Salty Man Joe Pyfer gonna get in there and lay some rubber. I just think he's fighting. He's young. He's the bigger fighter. He's the heavier hitter. The only thing Kelvin Gastelum can really do to snuff him out is hit that grappling button. Really lay the grappling down. Because, you know, against Hermanson in that second and third, fourth, fifth round, that's where it sort of went downhill for Joey Pyfer. He gassed himself out in the first, and Hermanson just fucking mixed it all up and was just a crafty vet. So, if that is the kind of performance we see from Kelvin Gastelum, you know, I'll eat my words. I'll fucking dish my words up on a silver platter, and I'll chew them down. But until then, give me the big heavy hitting middleweight, Joe Pyfer. I'm a bit of a Pyfer fan. I like the whole. I like that he's a heavy hitter and he just needs to work on his gas tank and grappling because that's a big issue. So I'm excited to see Joe Pyfer back in there because he in his previous fight, I'm not too sure. I can't really put my finger on who that was, but pretty vicious, pretty vicious once again knockout. Oh, okay, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, oh yeah, Mark Andre, oh yeah, yeah, big sell there for Pipes, great big sell there for Pipes, but yeah, I'm still gonna take him in this one. Kelvin Gastelum, I think he's at the back end of his career, and if Kelvin Gastelum gets like pretty badly beat up or knocked out, you could probably look to see some gloves getting taken off from the missing weight, the miss weight king. Um, on to the next. This is a really cool one. I always like it when Chiwewees gets in there. Raul Rosas Jr. But he's got a little bit of tough comp. A little bit tough comp. 34 years of age. Vince Morales. It's the States versus Mexico. I've not seen too much from Vincey Boy. 16 and 9. I can't imagine he is a world beater of sorts. And Raul Rosas Jr. continues to improve. He's actually continuing to get better. If he puts it all together with the striking and the grappling that he's got, he's a pretty scary dude at bantamweight. You get these guys who can really put it all together. They set that IKEA furniture up. They put all the parts together. They become a really sturdy table, metaphorically speaking. So I'd really love to see Raul Rosas Jr. get out there and put on a bit of a striking masterclass. Don't think that'll happen. Might see a couple overhands and then a shot at the legs. Is realistically what you're going to see out of my boy RJ. RJ. So Vince Morales though, yeah, I just don't know enough about him. I don't know enough about him to be picking him here, and this is where I've always fallen. I've always fallen victim here to just not knowing enough about the guy to not pick him. Oh yeah. Oh man, he's a loser. Okay, they're giving. This is a bit of a layup for Raul Rosas Jr. Oh my god. He's on a 4-fight skid, and this is probably his cut fight. So put your money, put your bank account on Raul Rosas Jr. on RRJ to get it done by submission. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see a fraud checking coming from my boy Vincent McMahon over here. So cool fight though. This is up there. This is up here with one of my favorites on the card. I'm gonna be completely real, man. I'm not too familiar with either of these individuals. Seems like David Martinez is making his debut off the Contender Series, so congratulations. I don't think this is true. I don't think he's actually 1-0. I think it's just that they're not fully put into the database. He's going up against Simon Oliveira. Yeah. Crucify me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but 18 and 5. Pretty interesting tattoos. Brazilian. Might come out with a little bit of shoot box style. Keep lifting that lead leg. Feint the knee. Sticking the jab in his face. Don't know. Cool fight, I guess. Yeah. Really excited for this one. Yeah, really excited. I'm actually pumped for this one. I'm going to pick Oliveira to get up in this one. He's 18 and 5, man. He seems to be crafty. I'm looking at him and he just looks crafty. If you guys wanted to know what his fight history was, he beat up this Marquel. Oh no, he got beat up. Okay, he's on a 2-fight losing streak, so might be a bit of a layup. Could possibly be a bit of a layup for the debuting fighter in David Martinez. So yeah, give me David Martinez by like what weight are these guys fighting at? Bantamweight, bit stinky. A lot of Mexican guys are. A lot of light Mexicans. Not many heavy Mexicans out there. So look at what we got here. Not many heavy Mexicans. Whenever the UFC goes to Mexico, get ready for a main card of fighters below the weight of 170. And Kelvin Gastelum doesn't count. He's Mexican American. So he's had that US feeding. All that aside, sorry, I'm getting completely off track here. Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Kevin Borges. I don't know how to pronounce that. Crucify me if you want in the comments. I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, wow. I don't know what weight class this is happening. It's a flyweight bout. Okay, cool. 141. Damn, this guy was fighting at a catch weight at 141. You can pretty much predict this is going to be a bit of a layup for Ronaldo. I like to check the opposition. Yeah, layup. Layup. This is just a good card to put all these Mexican fighters over. Get some eyes to them. Yeah, Ronaldo Rodriguez, man. He looked good. He didn't look great at the Sphere. Good fight. It was a really entertaining fight. He didn't look great, but yeah, come on, man. Betting man is going to 99 times out of 100 it's going to take Ronaldo Rodriguez to take this. Get this one in the bag. Plus, I quite like Ronaldo. He's quite an entertaining fighter. You know, he's got a bit of charisma to him. A lot of these Kevin Borges are lacking nowadays. So, what's up with all the red hair too? He's not got red hair, but yeah, I'm just seeing red hair everywhere I go. Probably because I was just looking at that Marcos fella. But anyway, end of the prelims, man. I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I'm going to get eye level with you here. I'm going to breeze these a little bit. Okay, call me casual. All right, spit in my face if you want to, but I like to learn who these guys are after watching them fight. Sometimes you find some really exciting fights on the prelims. Sometimes you don't. Oftentimes you don't. We've got another flyweight bout. It's the night of the flyweights. The flyweights coming out to shine. Just continues to prove my point. All the little guys in Mexico. All short Mexicans out there. There's nothing wrong with being short either. Nothing wrong with being short. 11-6, 12-6, 1 no contest, 1 fucking draw. Come on, man. This guy's got tattoos. He looks like he's got a bit of dog in him. I'd like to see what their resumes have looked like leading into this. You're getting really good MMA takes from me right now. Oh, he's had 2 back-to-back wars. Or he's missed, or this fight's been cancelled and they step back in. Round 1. Overturned. Love that. And then he submits his opponent and it looked like this fight didn't go through. He's on a 1-fight winning streak. Oh, he fought at the Sphere. Can't hate that. Can't hate a winner at the Sphere. It's a good win to have. It's a good win to have. Is this just going to continue the narrative? Oh, yeah, look at this. Layup City. 2-fight losing streak. To be fair, Almabayev was a pretty fair loss. This one will be a close one. I think this one will be a real... just, you know, just slog them out. These boys look like they're ready for war. 3-round decision. Split. I'm going to say 3-round split decision, and it's going to head the way of the American native. I don't even know if I've been picking guys here. I think I have been. Bolivia. I don't think I've ever seen a Bolivian fighter, so... and at this point, too, I should probably mention also, I'm going to just stop pronouncing these names. It always seems to be people in preliminary fights just have these ridiculous names that I can't pronounce. By my pay grade, I can barely English. So I'm not going to get too in depth with trying to read these names. Are we going to break? We're at middleweight. Finally, we're at middleweight. We've got a debuting Contender Series fighter versus 11-4. Bit of a... I want to say... He's had 1 fight against Reese. Against this Jack Reese guy. So... And he lost. Layup for the Contender Series fighter? I think so. But he's 11-4. Once again, we haven't technically diffused his name. He's 11-4. He's from Bolivia. He somewhat has the hometown advantage. Probably more, I'd say, over this guy. We don't even know where this gentleman's from, so we can't even factor in like country bias or just whether or not he's got that dog in him. Look, I'm gonna actually pick Medina. Yeah, I'd like him to win this fight. Daniel, if you will. I like him to win this one. He just looks like he's gonna have a lot of heart in there. And Bolivia, come on. Let's get a champion out of Bolivia. This is a cool fight. I don't think this deserves to be on the prelims, so I'm gonna be honest with you. Costa and Rodriguez. This is a cool fight. Christian Rodriguez, 12-2 record, and then Costa's been on an absolute roll as well. He only just fought and won that fight. I like his fight style. You know, this should have been on the main card over David Rodriguez and Mr. Forgettable. So, yeah. This is a hard one, man. This is a real hard one. This is a real hard one for me. Bit of win one, lose one guy. Win one, lose one, win one. Not the best competition either to be losing to, if I'm going to be honest with you, Christian Rodriguez. Not the best. I am probably going to take, just off recency bias, probably going to take Costa in this one. He looked really good in his last fight. And he's got charisma. I'm picking these guys off charisma and charisma alone. So, yeah, give me Costa to win that one. It's be a cool fight. I'm sure it'll be really entertaining. You know, I'll take Lupi Godinez in this one. I'm sure she'll put up an absolute war. Just get in there and just let leather fly. You know. So yeah, let's go, Lupi. I'll be rooting for you. Rafa Garcia versus Sean Strickland from Wish. Taking Rafa in this one. I liked him in his last show out. I can't actually remember who that was. I just remember hearing Rafa Garcia's and just thinking, wow, that was a great name. Well, it was Grant Dawson. Well. What are we looking at here? 14-4, 16-4. Rafa Garcia's, man. People taller fighter. Sean Strickland from Wish is the taller fighter. Coming off a loss. He's probably coming off a few. Yeah, he's coming off two losses. And he's going to win over Hubbard. Yeah, look. Home ground advantage. He's got that home ground advantage. Rafa Garcia, man. Thanks for coming. That's a shutout. This could be a banger. Featherweight. Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. Yeah, I thought I heard that name somewhere. Nate the Train. Nate the Train was his last bout. And Jack Jenkins. I do remember him from that Jenkins fight. Okay. So he's a bit of a bum. Seems like they might have been, what's going on here? What's going on here, man? It's up before the fucking technical difficulties. I'm going to take Gabriel Miranda. I'm not even going to look into his stats. I'm sure he's had some really fucking vicious wars. 17-7, 20-8. Oh, a bit of a veteran in this guy. But I'm taking Brazil. Shoot me, you know. Hang me out to dry. But, yeah, I'm sure he'll get out there with that bit of shootbox style. You know, lift the lead leg and just maybe shoot the other takedown. Final fight of the night. Give me Austin Hubbard to win this one just by an absolute dogfight. Give me Austin Hubbard to win this one by an absolute dogfight, okay? If I am back here reviewing this card, because it'll be a card review, I'll come to review the card. We'll breeze over all these sort of stinky ones, and we'll get into the real antics. If I see that Austin Hubbard lost this fight, I'm gonna be pissed, okay? Like a badger in a hay shed. I'm gonna lose it. So Austin Hubbard, you better get out there and make me some money or something. You better get out there and let that leather fucking fly. Can I look at the stats on this? Can we look at the stats on this? Doesn't seem like it. Righto. Irrelevant then. So that is my full UFC Mexico Moreno versus Erceg card picks. Yeah. Erceg, I'm back in the roughie. I'm back in the Australian boy. I don't think it's possible for him to go on a 3-fight skid. If he goes on a 3-fight skid, cut him. Okay? No. If he goes on a 3-fight skid, he should go back to fighting people who should be fighting. You know, he had a close war with Pantoja, and I feel like the UFC and maybe the UFC community probably thought, wow, yeah, we could probably jump him on the queue. We can get him in there against the tough guys. The little munchkins. We'll get him in there. Not the move, man. Not the move. He should be fighting the Amir Albazis. Oh, Amir Albazi is actually quite highly ranked. I don't know, man. The number 15s and the fucking all that sorts. Just to cover my tracks here. Just gonna quickly cover my tracks. Quickly covering my tracks here. Yeah, oh yeah. We should have him in there with the Joshua Van and the Tim Elliott's. Tim Elliott was a perfect layup fight for him. The Asu Almabayevs. The Bruno Silvas. The Kai Asakuras, man. It's good to see Kai Asakura at number 15. Shouldn't be in there at all. So, move to bantamweight. Move to bantamweight. You're not a flyweight. So, that's it for the video, guys. That is all I've got for today's video. You know, hope and pray, thoughts and prayers are of Steve Erceg. I'm gonna hope for him to get up, and thoughts and prayers are more or less with Austin Hubbard. If Austin Hubbard gets this one done, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be real big. So, thanks for watching, guys, and you know, I'll see you later.